Maybe more thinking about the utility here than focusing so much on players. But the executor's got to come through. This angle out of Rafale, disgusting by the way. Bathroom all the way through to meeting. Someone steps through this doorway. Chances are they're going to die. He steps off it for the exact moment that someone steps in though, and Pengu's in. He's going for a plant. There's one at the top of Visa's stairway looking through here to the rotation coming out of Bride. Not enough to be able to contest him. He finds one. Can he get the next? He's already gone at this point, I think. In fact, Pengu's outside. He's got the plan down. He wins the gunshot onto Bride. Rafale's got it all to do in the space of about 25 seconds. He's all that stands between G2 and that title of best team in Europe. 1 versus 2. 20 seconds to play with here. He's got to make it happen. Kanto sensibly watching out on the flank. Pengu's still outside here. They've got nothing to worry about because Rafale is completely blind. He has no idea. There's one on the rappel. Sprayed at down to about a third of his HP. He's going to try and stick the defuse. Kanto comes up, hits him into the dirt. G2 are now the undisputed best team in Europe.
All right, Hap, I'll be back to you in just a bit. I have a special interview lined up with who I am told is kind of a champion. Let's go for it. Here it is, Mr. Muritz and Pengu. Congrats and welcome back to the show. How are you doing?
Good. Everything is still kind of coming through emotionally speaking. We had some rough games today, but we also had some good ones. And in the end, we had more good than bad maps. So that means we won. That's good.
Now, between competing, streaming, and also becoming an actor now with G2, there's a lot on your plate and with everybody else on the team. Let's talk in generalities then about the pick ban phase for the maps themselves. You went for theme park first, expecting a weaker BDS maybe, but what you got was a very close OT with an 8-7, maybe a few feet, a few inches there would have changed the world. What was the expectation for theme park?
Theme park was one of the, so how we saw it was that if you face BDS in the best of 3, for example, you're gonna get the map that you want, but they're gonna be better on the 2 maps that they want, and they're gonna win. Right? That's typically how I would analyze it. We wanted theme park, and we were like, that's our map. If we don't win that, we probably don't deserve to win the grand finals. And it was really, really close. It came down to a 0.1 second, I believe, toe shot from up, up top from Jake, and it's beautiful.
It's 15 seconds. I said they can't leave it late. There's the first one from Pengu. Starting off what happened in the last round, but 2 kills come flying through. Virtue has got to do it all by himself here if he wants to keep this one going. He finds one, picking off Ren Shira from above, but he has got work to do. Can he see the man go for the plan? He sees the feet. He sprays. He puts it down. Wait, he just won that. Virtue downing him at the last second wins it out. Unbelievable. With a few bullets to the toes can do. It can win you a whole map, ladies and gents. We'll go into map number 2.
They gave us a lot more of a struggle than we thought they would. As far as we knew, they were very under-practiced on it and not very comfortable on it. But I will say that I think they had more energy initially, but we had more in the reserve for the long game.
Toe shot or not, we don't kink shame here, Pengu, that's for sure. Though a continuation in the series, you went to Oregon again, the best of 5 series, you have to let go of some maps, as you're saying, goes to BDS. Now, Coastline was a surprise because this was supposed to be even closer. Maybe you guys would have an advantage on it, but then BDS had complete control on it, especially when it went to their attacking side. What was going on there?
Coastline was really hard. I think that we kind of tried to, like on Oregon, we played our game, and on Theme Park, we played our game, and it wasn't necessarily working out like great, seeing as how they went. So on Coastline, went for a more open-ended approach, where it's like, guys, let's see what we can do. Let's feel it out here. Play a little bit more loose, and I think it kind of showed from the gameplay because there are some rounds that we won that are like ridiculous. Like we did a kitchen attack where like we're top floor, we're first floor, then we're top again, then we're down again, and then we're nading a guy inside, and then there are some rounds where it's super orchestrated and cohesive, and it's like, damn, that's clean. But overall, I think that they were really good at manipulating our openings, and they play the map a lot better than we do when it comes to rotating and map movement. And I think that they just had a better understanding of what they wanted to achieve, where we kind of thought, let's see what kind of comes out of this.
Now, I want to ask about your understanding of the operator bans once we go to Clubhouse, which is next, the 4th map in the series. You guys have been banning Ace and Maestro quite consistently over the tournament here.
No.
Can you kind of... No, but do the stats lie? Look, we know, Nicholas, that you have been saving strats for the past 2.5 years, and at some point in time, we're gonna figure them out. Okay, so
They're
let's
gonna
just
pay
talk
off. That's
about
what
it.
they're gonna do.
They definitely did. 7-3 on Clubhouse. 4 rounds on the attacking side of the map. Unexpected. It's been a long time since we have seen changes like that. What was the game plan going into it?
I mean, I kind of wanted 5 attacks, so we kind of missed the mark there. But I think we've had a really shaky Clubhouse with this roster. I think if you track it back, stats don't lie, it's been really shaky. It's a map that we've continuously played, and continuously failed or fallen short on. And something has clicked the last couple of weeks, I would say, where we have found how to lead and play as a team on this particular map, where I think it's very, very clear that we're way more comfortable on it and how we play it. And that's something that we just liked before. And I think that it's still early days with this roster, and I think that we got a long way to go. And I think Oregon and Coastline, and even to a degree Theme Park, are signs of that. And then I think maps like Consulate, and the second to last map that I don't remember, I think they're showcasings of it. Yeah, exactly, Clubhouse, thank you. I think they are the showcasings of exactly how good we can be when we're playing at a highest level.
And you talk about that. Was it Clubhouse more of a rally moment for the team, or is it something that was prepared before? Because I'm trying to figure out, do you think that it is G2 that outplayed BDS on Club? Was it BDS that kind of started to fall off and lose their momentum and energy as the series went on and on and on?
I do think it's a bit of both, but I think for us, Clubhouse was the momentum swinger. Like they got it on Oregon, they got it on Coast, and then we're kind of down, and then like we brought it right back up. We went into Clubhouse with a lot of confidence, and I think that's thanks to our previous Clubhouse against Virtus Pro that went really smooth, and we just kind of continued that success. And then I would say that the few openings they gave us, that's an example where we are roam clearing top floor in a basement bomb site attack, and it goes pretty smooth. Nothing much happens, and then we actually figure out there's a mute hiding in strip, and the call is to instantly go for that guy and isolate him, and we just pinch him in 20 seconds. And I think when you punish those openings that they take, it's gonna feel like they're more entrapped in their own game plan. Like, oh guys, I got into strip. Hey, I'm gonna hide here, right? Flank late game. It's a great idea. Instantly gets taken down, and it kind of shuts down the creativity, I think, and the opportunity taking from them. And I think that's exactly what they did to us on Coastline, where it felt like we're boxed in everywhere and we can't flank because there's a guy here and a guy there. I do think that they slowly lost their momentum, as you said, with their energy, because I do think they played a bit sloppy on Clubhouse. And I don't want to say they played sloppy on Consulate, but we did expect it to be a lot tighter on that map.
But that isolation game that you're talking about relies a lot on you able to drone out your opponents. Do you think that Uno has been fitting more into that role? Who's the player or the combination of players that have been really leading the charge on information game and translating it into a success?
It's something that kind of changed a lot, because this roster was made with the mind that we had 5 in-game leaders. Everyone is vocal. We tried that in the beginning, and it was the biggest clown fiesta I have ever witnessed as a player, because if 5 people are talking all the time, who's going to listen, right? And everyone's like, I got this idea, and then he's got that idea. So what we pretty much have done, and we have been doing for a while now, is that Uno and myself, we are the primary in-game leaders, similar to how, I guess, Fabian and I would do it back in the day, where we share certain responsibilities, where like I still call around the plant execute, and Uno is still a lot better than me at roam clearing, for example. And then, of course, we have with the new players, Jake and Ben are very, very vocal when it comes to ideas and creativity, and they're not hesitating to ask for resources, which is a big deal, I think. If you have a player who's very reserved, like, oh, I don't want to take up this drone because they can use it elsewhere, but at the same time, why does Ben go 17-3 on Clubhouse, right? Or 17-4 or whatever? It's because Ben is not afraid to say, guys, shoot this door. I'm going to go over here and I'm just going to take the fight because I'm better, right? And Ben will be like, hold this drone for me, Pengu. And I'll sit on this drone for 35 seconds straight. And the guy gets a kill. I'm like, you know what? I kind of participated in that kill, so I'm kind of happy now. Because this is also actually our first big tournament with me on hard support, where I'm strictly playing the hard breaching role, whereas before it was shared between, I think, as myself, Uno, and Jake. So it's more strict now with the roles. And I still want to say that I don't want to take anything away from BDS, because I actually think that they are the best team in Europe at the moment, despite not winning today. And I think we also need to look at it as, I think today we were the underdogs to a degree. And I think that BDS has they have more to lose going into Invite than we do. And I don't want to say they saved strats or didn't play to their best, but I do think that they have a lot more up their sleeve and a lot more potential than they did today. And we've seen it in the past. So hats off to BDS, massive there. Like, they are probably the better team despite the outcome today.
Well, before we close things off on SI, it's very quickly like to talk about Consulate. There was a specific round, I think it was round 6 that we were showing only a bit ago on the analyst desk, where you guys had control of piano and you got nitros, you got people just shooting up into default plant. What was going on there? Because BDS didn't seem like they had map control and didn't really think about piano possibly dealing with them. I think we'll have, there it is. That's the round specifically. So Can you shed a bit more light on what's happening there?
Yeah, so they actually were quite aware of the situation because Ash and I believe another player, they were actually trying to take bottom yellow and basement, and that's where we found the frags, I believe. So they were aware of it. They weren't able to take it. And then what ended up happening was that they actually missed one of our bubbles, which is the name for our Maestro cameras. So when the Thermite rappelled in, India was planting, and they're very confident this plant will go down. It's like we have a bubble, we have an Ecodrome, we have C4s, we have verticals, and they're running around trying to figure stuff out, and it worked twice in a row. So, and that's what I meant earlier, that I kind of feel like BDS on a really good day, on an average day for them, those things wouldn't be messed up on their end, or at least it wouldn't come down the way it did. But yeah, it's just a funnel strat where you put everything on one side because we know they're going to attack CO. That's what BDS does. And you can also argue that CO is a weaker bomb side with the Jaeger. It might change because you can't just stack it as yellow stairs anymore, right? So you funnel everything on one side. You gamble that they go there. If they don't, well, it's a little bit harder if they don't. But if they go, it's nice.
And indeed they ended up going for it. So hey, worked out. You end up with an extra 25,000 euros on top of what BDS have made themselves. 50K is not too shabby for a couple of days playing Siege. I gotta say that though. Nicholas, there's a lot happening very soon. I'm told it's something called the 6 Invitational, and I'm also told that you will be there with your team actually participating, and for a change, not actually invited to the event, actually qualifying to it. So
it's only one.
But very
it's only one time.
I mean, look, one time it matters. The one time NA won. So maybe there's something that we need to prove here, because EU is the best region. Let's be completely honest and very fair and balanced. So I'd like to hear it from you. G2, prep for 2021 SI. What's on your mind?
I think so. SI 2021 will basically mark the 1-year anniversary of this roster. It was after SI last year that we changed. So, and our goal was initially to basically try and win as much as possible, of course. That's, obviously. But our ultimate goal was to win invitationals. We had a year of prep work to get up in the reins and figure out how we want to play the game. And we've done a lot of different things, played a lot of different roles, done a lot of different strats, pulled it down, up again, and it's been a nightmare, I'm going to be honest. And that's kind of what we're ramping up to now. We've been playing and scrimming like pretty intensively, I would say. Not a lot of time off. I will say that I will give kudos to Shaz and also G2. G2 kind of, when we're having a hard time, they came in and said, guys, take a week or two off. Like don't even scrim, right? And that's kind of what we did over Christmas when the EU finals was canceled, or postponed rather. So big thanks to G2 for kind of understanding that peaking in the right moments is more valuable than continuously working your butt off. And that's what we're doing. We're ramping up. This is a start. Invite is going to be even more, and hopefully much better. And I would say my personal goal is obviously to make the main event, get past group stage. But ultimately, it would be to go to the grand finals to either fight the current champions, perhaps, North America, and put them back in their place, or at least go to the grand finals and fight for that title once again.
That's what I want to hear. It gives me a lot of hope hearing that Europe is actually going to, an actual victory this year. I very much hope so. We had the same chat with Alems yesterday, so it's going to fill me with pride and rejuvenation. That said, Pengu, thank you so much for the interview. It's been a very long 2020, I know, but hey, we're going to have a lot of fun in 2021. We have a new team also in EU League. I can't wait to see the games with Kovana, right? So,
I mean, you can argue we have 2 new ones because Rogue was kind of terrible, and now they're not so terrible. So I would always say it's like a 1.5 new teams here, right? Because maybe Rogue will actually matter next season, right? That's cool.
It was so crazy yesterday to see Rogue actually playing and Corey not getting a single team kill. It really was out of this world. So I'm hopeful Rogue is really going to be changing for the next year. That said, Nicholas, I believe that there's a promo thing maybe you want to do for G2 before you head off.
So there's this thing called G2esports.com/shop, and we just got banging new jerseys, baby! Woo! Adidas coming in hot, and you know what? It's not even the end of it because it's the beginning. There is more coming in the future. Maybe if you're lucky, you'll see us drip in at invitationals on the stage. That is hopefully a stage despite being no fans, and it's gonna look insane. Matching shoes out the wazoo. No one can compete with that. So thank you, Adidas. Thank you, G2, and you can get your own soon, I think.
All right, there you go. By the way, buy their skin in the game. And Nicholas, don't get too much into the drip. We'll end up like North America, and we don't want that. No, that said, thank you so much. Good night, and bye-bye. Congratulations.
Good night, Milosh. Thank you.